Hi, everyone. Welcome to Teach Us. This is a new video series where folks from the community teach Lauren and I how to learn a new upcycle skill or skill from some of the creative reuse supplies that we're collecting.
And today we're super excited to be joined by Molly Painter, who's going to teach us the art of gold leafing, which is a technique that can transform all sorts of different things, old, broken, boring, into very shiny, gold, beautiful works of art. Molly, can you just start us off by sharing a little bit more about your background?
Sure. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts and Crafts. So I'm a qualified crafter. Before I got that from Oregon College of Art and Craft, I attended the Aegean Center for the Fine Arts in Paros, Greece, and uh, learned traditional like egg tempera painting techniques. So like actually like cracking an egg and like mixing it with stuff and then painting on mostly like a gessoed surface. And part of that technique can be adding gold to it in a like traditional rabbit skin glue kind of way. That's not what we're going to do today, but like that's sort of my background with gold leafing. Um, but other than that, I'm just an avid user of all the toys. So whatever has come my way has been exciting to play with. So
Awesome. Awesome. Excited to learn this from you. So before we began, Molly sent us a list of supplies. So I wonder maybe if we can kind of just go through the supplies that someone would need to start gold leafing something, and then maybe we can show what we brought to gold leaf with you today.
okay. So gold leaf comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. The typical one you'll find at an art store is from a company called Speedball. It has an image of the Mona Lisa on it. That's middle grade quality, but definitely very good and relatively inexpensive. Today, I'm going to be using the stuff that you would use for furniture, so it's even cheaper, and that you can find on Amazon or at a furniture repair store. You need two, probably soft, stiff, square, dry brushes. These are going to stay dry. Do not get them wet; they will make you miserable. And then we have like a detail type brush for whatever size and shape surface area you're going to use, but you probably also still want it to be square. And you'll see why in a second. This is for your adhesive. So we're going to use only water-based. We're going to use the classic Elmer's glue ball, which is the safest for almost everything. It's non-toxic. And then I also have some stuff that came in a beautiful little adhesive kit. This stuff is so sticky, it's almost obnoxious. And also it takes a little bit of time to use, but it's specific for gilding adhesive. Um, yeah, so those are our main things. Have a water cup, have a paper towel or a regular towel around that could be moist but not soaking wet. That's where that's how you're going to keep your gold leaf from going everywhere eventually. And you'll want maybe one to keep your hands dry. Having your hands dry is very, very desirable. Dry and not sticky. Um, this is a technique that does take some drying time and some patience. So I have brought a little guy that I've been using as a demo piece. He's a flower frog from the 1950s, Japanese made.
Cute.
And though he's glazed up here, you're supposed to, gets stuck into the bottom of a vase and water sits around the bottom and then flowers stick out of it. So like buds.
Mhm.
But for some reason, they didn't use non-water soluble paint on it. So the paint all washed off after it had been used. So yeah, typical antiques, they maybe were not actually very. So I've been gilding the little reeds here. So ceramics work great. They're sealed. Um, but if you're going to use plastic or something oily or rusty, you might want to spray paint it gold or at least seal it off with something in advance. So I've spray painted this little oil can
Mhm.
gold. because the surface was oily. Plastics just tend to have bad reactions with other plastics, so I would recommend spray painting anything plastic you want to do with a like Rust-Oleum for plastic spray paint. It doesn't have to match, but if it matches, that makes life easier. So those are the two things I'm going to work with. Oh, and I have a piece of paper. I have a collage that I have been adding gold to,
Oh, cool.
just because it's super easy. So
Neat.
yeah, so that is what I have.
Lauren, what did you bring?
I have a few different options, and I don't know if they're going to work with the gold leafing, but I have this cute little wooden birdhouse. So I don't know if that's a good adhesive or not. I have this little like cardboard jewelry box. I'm trying to figure out where the camera
Very
is.
cute.
There you go. I have just a styrofoam little ball. I could make a cool little moon. And then I have these really neat little bead things that I could make like a keychain just to add gold leaf over. So I'm trying to figure out what would be the best option.
Cool.
What do you think? The best surface, yeah.
I would probably recommend the birdhouse or the bead. The styrofoam
Okay.
ball, leaf will conform to whatever shape is behind it. It has no integrity of its own. It just sinks in. So the styrofoam ball is going to want to go in every single little hole. So that might not be what you want. A smooth styrofoam ball would totally work, I think, if the glue will stick to it. But yeah.
I brought this crow, which this Molly said to bring something smaller than your hand, but this is something that I've had sitting around the house for like 9 months. I had picked up some creative reuse supplies from someone, and she gave me in the bin all of her old Halloween stuff. And I thought, what am I going to do with all of this? And so I held on to this one because I just thought it was a cool crow dish, but I really don't like the style. It's like a little too like prop house for me. So I kept thinking like I'll either paint it like a Vanta black or something, or I saw it today and was like, actually, this would be really cool to gold leaf. So it's bigger than my plan, but it's something that I genuinely want to upcycle and use. So excited to see if this will work. It's also really textured. So I was feeling like it might hold the leaf well.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Okay. So, all right. So, if you've ever covered something in glitter, where you like put the adhesive on, put glue on, and then you like dip it in glitter,
Mm-hmm.
basically that's kind of what we're doing. We're just doing it fancier.
Okay.
So, what I'm going to do is take my wet, short, like glue brush, and for the Elmer's technique, using this stuff, you paint it on wherever you want it to be gold, but you only are going to be probably able to do about an inch or two at a time, unless you have, and you want it to be very thin. So I'm just going to, I'm going to start at the edge of this silver leaf that I've already applied and put a thin coat of glue exactly where I want it. It's going to only go where the glue is sticky. So that's why I'm saying like maybe not a huge surface area.
Sorry, we're doing this with the glue or just water?
Just glue.
Just glue.
Glue, no water. So just glue. But it's your wet brush, not your dry brush.
Got it.
Okay. While that's sitting, I'm going to pick up with my fingers, because my fingers are very, very dry. This is going to work. I'm going to pick up this piece of leaf and just drape it on to the wet glue. And I will do this multiple times. So even though my fingers are very dry, it still breaks and comes off on my fingers. You can reuse that, so just discard it wherever it can come off your fingers. Whee. So the leaf is sort of sitting, just kind of plopped on top of where that glue was. And I take my dry brush and I push the leaf down. You can do that with
Oh.
the side of the brush, or you can do it like this. And it's going to go into all those little surfaces, and there's going to be excess sitting on, like, the leafy bits are over here.
Oh, what if
Now,
it didn't stick?
okay, so if it didn't stick, show me your didn't stickness, and I will.
There's like little.
Okay, so there's like little holes in it, kind of. All right. So what you're going to do is stop. This is the fun thing about gilding is that you stop a lot. So when it starts to like pull away, just stop touching it. Take your glue brush again. Put glue wherever there, just like blop on a little bit of glue wherever that pulling awayness is. And then grab another piece of leaf, and basically you're just piling it on. You just put one little piece of leaf over another. So some people like to pre-tear their leaf. I just like to tear it away as I'm going. But basically what you should end up with is a little pile of gold leaves. Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's got like woo.
If I like, because I have like this big surface, and then I
Uh-huh.
have this. What if I just laid the whole sheet on there?
You
Should
can
I do
lay that
that?
whole
Okay.
sheet on there. And actually, maybe that would be good for the crow too. Is do kind of a large surface and then just like take the whole leaf, drop it straight on, and then start to just pitter patter it with your brush. And it's just not going to stick everywhere. It's going to stick where it wants to go.
Yeah, I think what's happening is like because the crow is more textured than I even realized until I started patting the glue on,
Hmm.
is it's disappearing in those textured spots.
So if there's glue in the textured spots, it will stay there.
Okay.
Wow, this is so fragile.
It is so fragile. I didn't know.
It's basically sheets of glitter.
Here, I was thinking I could just do this sheet really nicely.
Maybe we should restart and I'll be like, this is incredibly thin stuff. But yeah, it's like it's they call it leaf for a reason. It's like playing with what I think actually like real gold leaf is only one um like it's less than an atom thick or something. Like it's incredibly thin.
So, remind me, what is this? This isn't real gold, right?
No, it's some sort like I think it's some sort of aluminum.
Got it. Okay.
What I know it's not toxic. You
Uh huh.
can eat it. That's why people like put it on
Oh,
chocolate and stuff.
interesting.
It doesn't add flavor to what you're. It just adds pretty. Um, they sell food grade gold leaf. I don't know what that. It's still not gold, so I'm not quite sure what they are selling. But
I never thought it was a good idea to eat gold when I was like, you probably shouldn't eat metal, right?
I do think it's interesting that you're absorbing. Like if you have a gold wedding ring, you're slowly absorbing
It's true.
that gold into your body, and it's luckily not toxic. So
What is there real gold leaf? And is there have you ever used it? Is there a difference in
yes,
how it applies or Hmm.
yes, yes. It gold is very very soft and malleable on its own. Like that's its nature. That's so it wants to those little holes that you're getting from the brush. Those don't really
Mm.
happen with gold. They happen because of the
It's
fragile.
sticking to my dry brush. Is that a bad thing?
Okay, so I'm glad this happened to you. So basically, you just want to take that and do that on your finger to get it off as much as you can, but it's not going to hurt anything. It's just not going to
It's
um,
not ideal.
not ideal. So once you have your sort of your pile of leaves on your thing,
Okay.
you want to take a little break, let them settle in,
Okay.
and you You can even touch it with your if you feel the need. You can touch it with your finger to tap it in. That also works pretty well. But then it gets on your fingers, which
Oh, maybe that's because I really brushed it in there. That's
yeah.
why it got so sticky. I was supposed to let it sit. Should I do a different part now
Sure.
while we're waiting? Okay. To
Yeah.
let it simmer. You said
Let it
gilding, so and then we called it gold leafing. Are those synonymous?
So there's multiple types of gilding, but anytime you're adding gold to something, you're gilding it. So
Okay.
like there's a whole technique with using water and like submersion and the like kind of like marbling, which is also a kind of gilding. Um, but gold leafing specifically is using leaf and not aqueous
Okay.
gold.
Got it.
Um, I do not know how to do the aqueous gold thing. I would love to learn. Like for
Hmm.
um, like sign painting where you put it on glass, you
Oh.
can do it with an aqueous material that like goes
And,
up. But I've never done it.
and what is aqueous material? What
It's
is
like
that?
water salt, what's dissolved in water.
Got it.
So aqueous material. I'm gonna do my little whatever this guy is, oil stuff guy. So I'm gonna show it again. So I'm just painting the glue on. And then for this, because it's round, I'm actually going to lay the leaf on the table and roll into it. Can you see this? No, because
Oh.
there's a water thing. Hold on. So I'm just going to roll the little
Oh.
Oh.
guy through there. So like that's useful for doing like a rod or something like that. So now it's like
Hmm.
nicely on there, and then I can just tear this away. Before I plop, 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 plop,
I
plop.
can see why dry fingers are so important here because any amount of stickiness on my fingers and this leaf is coming apart.
And it would rather stick to you. Yeah.
Okay, that one went a little bit better.
Or for example, like I'm gonna do the paper here real quick. So I just have so this is like a thin little circle that I painted on. I'm gonna do another one on
Mm-hmm.
the other side. So I'm just putting like the barest little tip of glue.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna pick up this whole piece of leaf. Oh, if I'm good at this. And just lay that on there. So the whole leaf is on before I tap it down with the brush. I'm just going to leave that for a sec to dry.
Mm.
And that's all going to just come off once the adhesive is done its
Ah.
job. So, like, if I was to do, I guess I could do one of these. Improvising. So, I have a gold drawer here. Whee! Fun with guest room upcycled pieces.
So you're just freehanding some like design there?
Yeah, I just put a stripe on here. And over here I have, this is actually silver leaf, but that's right there. So for furniture, they recommend putting, or anything that you are going to touch a lot, they recommend putting a varnish over. I've never bothered, and it's worked
Hmm.
fine. Like
Hmm.
it's never come off. But in that little kit, they did give me a gilding varnish,
Oh,
which
okay, yeah. I have one
um,
too.
should just protect it a little bit more. The nice thing is it's a very, very clear varnish. It's really useful for other things, actually, than this, because it just comes out exceptionally clear.
So do you have any tips? This is like a like the what is it, corrugated kind of like ripple. Do you have any tips? So it's hard to see, but it's kind of like breaking. Do you have any tips for like how to do like these creases and things like
So
that?
you can keep going over
Okay,
and over
add
and over
layers.
it as it, but letting it kind of dry in between each time. And you'll eventually get it to be like completely covered, or you can embrace the fact that it's just not completely covered. So it can be like a hint of gold, or it can be a sheet of gold. It's sort of up to your aesthetic.
Okay.
So how much coverage you want.
And then if I add a layer, should I add more glue on top of it or no?
Yeah, just glue over the top of that other gold.
Okay.
Yep. So now that this is dried a little bit, you can see that there's like a leaf.
Yep.
Kind of bits here. You can just brush those gently off. And similar to like if you had glittered something, you would just shake it. You just sort of gently brush those guys away. And if it cracks, you can go back in, add more adhesive, add more gold, and keep on trucking. And eventually, after several layers, it will be completely sparkly, shiny disco ball.
And you don't normally cover it, so it just sort of stays once it's been layered up and is sticky enough.
Yep.
Fascinating.
If I want this birdhouse to be functional, I should probably seal it.
Yes. But also, if you want that birdhouse to be functional, I mean, what do you mean by functional?
I don't know. Are you saying you don't think they're going to like this gold disco roof?
If it's going outside, you definitely want to varnish it. If it's going to be a Christmas ornament, you probably don't need to.
Yeah.
And since we used Elmer's, if you did get any glue you didn't want to be in a particular place, you can go in and scrape it off like with your fingernail or a pair of tweezers or however you want. So, yeah, that's just keep layering it on, and basically that's all there is to it.
Wow.
If you get frustrated with that there's sort of a hammered texture to the final look, giving it one good full sheet of adhesive again will help alleviate that. But really, it's going to be as textured as whatever is underneath it. So you just sort of have to embrace that it's going to be textured on a non-flat surface. But if you are doing it like I was doing it on the collage, which I've now lost track of, that you can really get, like any sort of very flat surface, you can get very, very, very flat by just stippling with your paintbrush and brushing away the excess. And stippling with your paintbrush and brushing away the excess. The drier it is when you brush, the more success you're going to have at removing the gold. Like removing the excess.
It's a patient process.
This is a 5,000-year-old process. I think people just had more time. If you were going to be playing with gold, you had time. You didn't want it to go quickly.
If it was real gold.
Yeah, you wanted to do it right and do it, patiently. But when you look at like gilded manuscripts, they're doing like a single hair of adhesive of rabbit skin glue and then laying on that gold and then reprocessing all the extra gold that came off.
Crazy.
So they needed that gold to stay clean so that they could reprocess it. Because for like illuminated manuscripts, there wasn't any gold ink. There's only gold that went on to adhesive.
Wild.
So
the patience.
Yeah, and then so they reused all of the gold as many times as it took. Like you paid by the gram or ounce or something for the whatever medieval measurement there was for the gold that was on the thing that you commissioned. So like they had to use all the gold that the patron had paid for.
Yeah.
Do you know how they made gold leaf in
they
medieval times?
so it's interesting because it shows up in a couple of different cultures. It shows up in ancient Egypt and ancient China, and then in the medieval period, and everywhere in between. They could make it by rolling it between two heavy things. But before there were machined rollers, that wasn't very consistent.
Yeah.
So pounding it on a flat surface with a hammer was actually a more consistent way of doing it than rolling it. But by the time they were making it for medieval purposes, they were rolling it between two metal rollers. But so it's kind of a like there's all these different histories of how it got done. But as far as I know, it's always been an adhesive and a paintbrush. So it's always been something that's with a basically an animal product to push it where it needs to
Mm-hmm.
go. Um, and people have like very very strong opinions about like what kind of paintbrushes are the best and like what
Oh, I'm
animal
sure.
is the
Mm-hmm.
best, and
Horsehair,
it's
or
really funny.
yeah,
Yeah, horsehair,
yeah.
squirrels, goats, down, feathers. Like so, a lot of the illuminated manuscripts were with feathers. Um, I've got leaf like flying around because I have a fan going, so there's like little bits of leaf flying around my apartment.
Yeah, I laughed and it blew gold dust all over my computer.
My paintbrushes were a little bit more stiff than I realized, and that was causing a problem. And I pulled out a makeup brush, and
Mm.
that's quite a bit softer and has helped a little bit with picking up less of
Do you
the
want the
leaf
glue
that I'm
like
laying down.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good.
Is like what's the consistency of the glue? Like should you let it dry a little bit? Is it like if it's too wet, is that a bad
If
thing?
it's too runny, you're going to have a problem. You want it to be like
Okay.
in its ultimate stickiness.
Right.
Um, but with Elmer's, I'd say it's pretty immediate, or PVA if you're using like a bookbinding glue. Alene's doesn't work very well because it's two dimensional. It never like flattens out. Um,
Okay.
but like bookbinding glue or Elmer's tends to be pretty much perfect as far as consistency goes. The stuff that they sent in the kit is very watery, but it's so sticky that it doesn't matter. Like
Okay.
it goes on like a dream. You then have to wait for it. It goes on blue, and then you wait for it to dry, which can take anywhere from well, dry is relative. It can take from anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes, but then it is extremely sticky, and anything, including dust or hair or whatever, will not come back
Hmm.
out of it. So I don't recommend using it. Also, it does not scratch off. So if you're feeling really confident, I would recommend using like a gilding adhesive, or if you need it to be extremely durable for some reason. Otherwise, I find that Elmer's works as well as anything. Um, Gamblin makes a product that is like a fake rabbit skin glue gesso that works really beautifully, especially for large surface areas. Um, but it's very expensive and not. I mean, if you're gonna spend $30 on your adhesive for your upcycling project,
Yeah, what's the point?
it's a little
Yeah.
crazy. Like using some. Wheat paste also works
Mm.
great. So if you are making your own glue at home, it works wonderfully.
What's the most unexpected thing that you have gold leafed?
Uh, hmm. I mean, I've gold leafed like vegetables for things. So like I've gotten fake vegetables and like made
Okay.
gold tomatoes
Mm-hmm.
for a
That's cool.
project, and gold oranges but those are for photo shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like having a gold apple is a big motif that people are into. But I've never actually done an apple. I've always just found golden apples to use. Um, I've mostly done aspects of paintings. So like I had a painting of a guy who had a gold front tooth.
Mm-hmm.
So the portrait had
That's
like a really
cool.
beautiful reflective quality. Yeah, that was fun. I really liked his tooth. It was really satisfying to do like this super intricate portrait and then have this completely flat, because like it doesn't have any like detail to the gold. It's just like flat in his face. So that's fun.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of traditional bookwork, and so like gilding in like the face, like a single letter is always really satisfying. Um, Honestly, doing it on a flat surface is more fun than doing it on a dimensional surface, as you guys might be discovering. Like it's lots of layers on a dimensional surface.
And when you're doing like a single letter like that, like what are you using to get that like finite line?
I use a really, really, really tiny brush, or yeah, I guess almost always a really tiny brush. I've masked off areas, so like done masking fluid with a tiny brush, and then adhesive, and then gold, and then remove the masking fluid. So masking fluid is for like watercolors to leave white areas. So I've done that.
What would you do if you got gold leaf in an area that you didn't want it? Like in a project like that where you're like, oh no, it got over here.
Um, Hopefully there wouldn't be any adhesive over there, and if there's no adhesive, then you can just dry brush it off until it goes away. You just like sit there and very patiently brush and brush and brush and brush and brush and brush until it goes away.
So it's like adhesive. Patience with adhesive.
Patience with adhesives.
And if there's adhesive, it's there.
It's there.
It's staying there.
It's not going to go away.
I lost track of time because this is really fun and I'm feeling like it's gonna when you said bring something smaller than your hand, now I know why. Because I'm like, okay, this is gonna take me some time to gold leaf this entire crow. We got a little bit of a head done here. And I think the makeup brush was definitely the move. Something softer bristled was really helpful. Um, Molly, any other like last tips or advice for us? Anything you want to leave us with?
You don't have to rush it. Like you can put your little leaves on and then leave for a whole day and then come back and brush them off and then do it again. Like you can make this a meditative process of covering a piece. That would be, I
I
guess,
like that.
my last. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Molly, I want to give you a chance to just like shout out any projects or things, places people should find you, any place they should check you out, follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at duck and pisaster with a P, as in the starfish. So Pisaster. Um, I am going to have I have 2 semi-permanent pieces up at Fat and Flour Culver City, which is a bakery which has pie, which I highly recommend. And my work is represented at Martin and Brockett, which is a furniture store in Beverly Hills. That's my work. That's I make sequin covered duck decoys, very sparkly. Really recommend. And then I generally have new work at a place called Picnic and Art Supplies here in Los Angeles. And right now they have a paper mache pencil flying proudly in their window that I made. And yeah, those are kind of all of my places, all of my things.
Very cool.
This is really fun.
Good.
This is really fun. Can we maybe like hold projects up and show everyone the little bits of progress we made? Cool. Love it. I love Lauren's little gilded
I love that birdhouse.
birdhouse.
So good.
Awesome. Thanks for teaching us this. This was really great. Appreciate it. Thanks, Molly. This was so exciting, and I'm excited to upcycle some of my stuff.
I'm very excited. There's a lot of things that I'm looking around that I want to gold leaf now.
Make the world more sparkly.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Bye.